Welcome to the Iran-Iraq War. We are going to be taking an attack on the town of Sadun Hamudi. And actually, in most of our Iran-Iraq War videos, we are defending as the Iranians. In this particular case, we are doing what's called a Martyr Brigade attack. That is to say, guys, we are going all in. And we've got a lot to go all in with. As a matter of fact, we've got a number of chieftain tanks here, which I'm just repositioning for the best approach. We've also got another group of chieftain tanks all the way over here on the battlefield, and just some good old-fashioned additional infantry. In fact, why don't we take a closer look at those guys so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's get out of this map view mode and into the actual action. In fact, if we get down here, just to our very basic infantry, these guys are going to be pretty much our standard shock troops. That being said, they are very tough. As you can see, they've got some almost World War II, well, no, World War II era weapons, MG42s, things of that nature, but also some standard, if I'm not mistaken, could be an M16, if we just get down there to eye level. Maybe, no, maybe an FAL or a Galil. Somebody can probably let us know in the comments, but there's the massive machine gun, as well as a few RPGs. So we are working with those. Also, if we head over here, just some standard trucks. The only reason these trucks are here is quite often in the Iran-Iraq War, for the Iranian troops to get to the front lines, they would even take school buses if they had to. And over here, I love these technicals. Let's just take a look. We've got these recoilless, is it rocket or rifle? Massive technicals that we're hopefully going to be using against the enemy. But again, like I said, guys, we are going to be on the offensive in this one. There's no way around it. Everybody's going to do their part. Here's that wonderful group of chieftain tanks. I'm not sure what Saddam's forces have in play, but as you guys can probably imagine, it's going to be tough. We got another group of chieftains over there on that side. I think for now, I'm going to leave them right there, and we are going to get this battle started. Let's get to the map mode just to make sure I didn't forget anything. Didn't we have one more group of chieftains? I guess I'm just hoping. Oh, there you see. I knew I was right on that. Let's grab those guys, and we're going to bring them over here. But what I'm going to do is order a general attack. I will bring Montazeri's forces over here. These are the infantry units, as well as Alamdar's forces over here. And there we go, my friends. We are going to deploy. What we will do is we will allow the deployment to commence. A lot can happen here in just a few seconds. So let's just see if there are any immediate enemy threats, in our purview. Now, what do I do on most of these Graviteam Tactics fights? I say I'll come back when the action begins. In this one, I'm pretty sure the action is going to be almost immediate. Again, let's grab the infantry guys. We're going straight for the Sadun Hamidi area. I'm going to let them get engaged first, and then if we have any contact with them, that's when we're going to bring the tanks in. I'm thinking attacks, so I'm just thinking attacks. But we're going to bring the tanks in. I will, however, take Khanum's forces. Let's just take Khanum's men right there. And I just had it. And we're going to push them forward. I already am starting to see some enemy fire. Look at that, guys. Already some Iraqi fire targeting our men. That's for sure. And look at that. I already see some vehicles. Here we go. It begins. My God. Going to be the front line right here. I told you they would be ready, and sure enough, Saddam's forces are ready. Our men are desperate for vengeance, doing everything they can, but of course those infantry are going to have to take cover and start returning fire quickly. Luckily, our tanks are also firing. Love to see those chieftains in action. And I think at this point we have to advance with the rest of the line, don't we, folks? Let's go ahead, let's grab the rest of the tank line over here under Mushwani. I'm not going to move all of them, but I'm going to just kind of do squad by squad. And have Mushwani push forward. There we go. They managed to vaporize one of our tank. Wait a minute. He actually survived. The chieftain survived that. He took another frontal hit there. Unbelievable here, boys. So much can happen in even just a few seconds, guys. And you can see that attack commencing, but there is smoke everywhere from just the damage done. That has an enemy tank column directly ahead of us there. So, of course, I'm trying to put all of my focus on them. Of course, with the enemy infantry here, that's not easy, but we've got to keep our eyes here. We will take a look at some of the destroyed enemy vehicles in a second. But right now, I want to get my tanks in the best position possible. And actually, at range here, Kashani and Montezeri are getting some pretty good shots. Would like to get these guys a little closer to the front line. And in fact, I'm going to try to get into that sugarcane there. Oh boy. That's enemy artillery, of all things. No, we're going to have to push them forward because they simply cannot see the enemy armor. Just get a more over-the-head view here. And those recoilless rifle vehicles are still working. Most of the tanks in this column, which there weren't many in this column to begin with, are destroyed, but now our infantry are trying to get some RPG hits on the enemy armor. And if we just take a look at like their frontal lines, their nice artillery strike, we definitely took out a bunch of the enemy BTRs. They are destroyed all over the damn place. It is a fortified position for sure. There is no way around that. Definitely a fortified position. They're trying to make it across the river there with some of their own tanks. Come on, boys. Kashani, in the heat of battle, he's missing some of the enemy tanks. We've got to get Kashani forward, and we might also be able to target some of those Iraqi officers, but my focus is really the armor right now. Come on, come on. There we go. Nice hit. Let's keep it going. Another one down, guys. Another one bites the dust. They are going to have to abandon that vehicle for sure. Alright, gives me a little bit of hope. We'll probably have to go to the map view to get, like, the real true figure of what our force is looking like over here with Jashmidi's troops. These are the guys that, of course, we're supposed to kind of flank on the side. But they aren't doing much except getting shot at. They are hitting that force right there, so I'm actually going to order them to do an all-out offensive. As for Mushvani's troops, remember, this is supposed to be an all-out offensive, but considering the position they have right now, I'm going to kind of let them hold and just take a few shots while the infantry continues to push forward. For the glory of the country, brothers. Look at that. That's a lot of enemy artillery coming in, but it's also a lot of vehicles cooking off, and a lot of destroyed vehicles simply exploding. That is an anti-tank guided missile, and that's hitting the units that we just moved out of this area to try and get the flanking attack. It doesn't look to be working out. Some of Kemlani's troops. It's not just the enemy armor that is causing an issue, it's all of the enemy infantry here. They probably have ATGM systems set up. And even though we've done some pretty good damage here, we need to do a lot more. There we go. Nice recoilless rifle shot from one of our own men. We may have knocked out another one of their tanks. We have to keep that in mind. In fact, I'm going to grab these men just to take a look. We have plenty of men still on the field. We have taken out a number of their tanks there. So I'm going to focus now just on the infantry. And this will let our men on the ground really put those small arms to good use. In fact, we can even set up some MGs here, even some automatic grenade launchers if these guys will just get into position. That's one of the automatic grenade launchers there. I'd love to get that thing set up. And look at that, another one of those recoilless rifle cars. I don't want him to get too close, man. You know what, we're just going to turn his focus over here. Hopefully the burning vehicle will keep the enemy away from him. But they just got shot out of the damn vehicle. I think they'll be okay. They're getting back on it, reacquiring the weapon. But that was crazy. Nice. actually are firing there. Beautiful. They're using the secondary weapon. And it looks like that secondary is a recoilless rifle. See, a lot of those Iraqi tanks are well dug in. The ones that weren't dug in over here and over here... Nope, it's just a bush. It's just a bush, Agrippa. Over here and over there. Okay, ATGM were destroyed. But you can see those anti-tank guided missiles moving way too fast for comfort. And going straight into that little sugarcane field, which I was going to use for cover. Look at how quickly that area was devastated. But now we got to get a quick shot with Kemlani. And he is just not quick enough, the poor bastard. Look at that. That is a sight for sore eyes, guys. At least Zahedi and Mashwani, those forces are doing great. I mean, honestly, looks like we might be able to push them back here. I'm going to really just keep my focus on the infantry across the river there. We want to devastate them. And kind of almost ignore the enemy tanks for a bit. But we can't quite do that. So there we go. We've got a nice firing line going. I want to keep this going throughout the battle. Just see how the infantry are doing all the way on the ground level. And I like that. A lot of them are getting set up there, whereas the enemy infantry, as you can see with all of that heavy fire, the Iraqi infantry, well, actually, they're still firing back. These guys are brave as hell. I gotta give it to them, man. Oh my good, well, bravery didn't save his life. That's too bad. So it does look like we are slowly overwhelming this position, but look at those Iraqis fighting back, man. Nobody sees that. Nobody sees that. Actually, Mushwani's troops are currently being covered by smoke. Definitely helps. Let's just keep our focus there again on the infantry line. I hate to have tanks focusing on infantry, but really it's the most important thing at the moment. Especially with all of the officers still alive there. They've got a lot of commanding officers still holding on at this position. I mean, look at the trenches themselves. They just seem completely abandoned over here. Of course, there's some of the enemies still running around trying to get a good position, but it's not looking good for either side in this battle. Both of us are going to suffer really bad casualty-wise. I just want to come out with a nice little victory. It's good to see also that Montezeri, excuse me, and a bunch of these other troops are getting close enough to spot the enemy, like, openly. So they can really start letting them have it with the small arms fire. But those enemy tanks are still a problem. I wish we had the nice, fancy ATGM systems that the Iraqis have. Not to mention that they're well dug in here, as you can see. They might have Soviet-era tanks, but they are dug in very, very well. I don't think we managed to get or pop a single one of these tanks that are in these trench positions. You can see the enemy infantry dwindling, though. The river will be crossed, and they will lose that frontal infantry line. Holy hell. Enemy artillery. Just back up over here where the tanks are. Mushwani's troops and Kemlani's troops. And what we need to do here, we need to go all out with our armor. I told you, we're not stopping. Even though strategically the best thing to do would be to stay put right now, we are not stopping. That is not what this video is about. This video is about a massive attack, and we are going for a massive attack. Let's keep it going, boys and girls. And look at that. We even have some units back here. Alamdar Khanum that, basically they abandon their vehicles for obvious reasons. But we're still doing okay, and sure enough, some of our guys are still spotting those tanks. Holy hell. Might be a Katyusha barrage on the way. Yes, I did see a Katyusha barrage. And that's probably... Nope, a Katyusha barrage will be many more shots. Although they are launching artillery towards our offensive. Look at that, man. That is an offensive. Oh, baby. So enemy is actually asking for a ceasefire. I'm actually inclined to agree. We're probably not going to make it across that river. And if we do get closer with those tanks, there's a good chance we are going to end up getting these tankers killed. Very good chance, as a matter of fact. But I want to push a little more. There's still a lot of infantry there. Still want to see if we can't swing a few more kills. We have to keep in mind also the enemy's dug in. Their armor is dug in, I should say. Which is not going to work in our favor. Although, again, my goal here is just to take a couple Iraqi prisoners for information purposes. Though you can see the complexities here of crossing the Euphrates, getting to the other side, and, of course, you know, taking the fight to them. I think it's just way too difficult to goal. The fact that the technologically superior Iraqi army is willing to give us a ceasefire might be something we want to consider. But look at those tanks. Let's keep getting some shots, baby. Hold on now. Just hold on. Oh, boy. See, this is what I'm talking about. Just a few more shots. I can't give up. I'm being greedy. I know I'm being greedy. They've spotted them. They're just, I think they're nervous. Who wouldn't be in this situation? All right, hitting that Iraqi tank over there, and they are moving out of their defensive positions, I guess just out of sheer panic. So I am going to keep this going, guys. See, I can't accept the ceasefire just yet. I think that's a tank kill. Let's let them have it. There's one of our ATGMs flying out, guys, towards the enemy tank. It has touched down. I want to see what's going on here. He did get hit, and he is leaking fuel. That tank is leaking fuel. They could abandon the tank, or they could try to keep moving, but no, now it's on fire. Now it's at risk for a major explosion. That crew is opening the hatch, you can see. They're trying to run out. Are they going to make it? Oh, I don't think so. Nobody survives that. All right, good shooting, guys. This is why we keep the attack going. It looks like we also torched another one here. My God, guys, this might be an Iranian victory. These guys are all in their defensive positions, their fighting holes, and we're still managing to get some great hits with Kashani and Mushwani, so I'm not stopping, not until the enemy retreats here. And there we go. I think enemy retreats from the battlefield. That's what we are looking for, guys. I love it. Oh my goodness. We've got, whoa, is that enemy? That could be enemy air support. I don't think it's our air support. That's just mean to call that in on us right as we're winning the fight. I guess they're trying to make it easier for the rest of their men to retreat, considering we have really kicked them in the ass here. I'm just going to do a quick tour of the enemy side of the battlefield, folks. I hope you don't mind. Wow. And that's our artillery. Nope, that's our airstrike, guys. That's our air support. Unbelievable. Just came in and torched that tank. I think this will give Saddam a black eye for sure. He's not going to be happy with this result at all. We've shown the Iraqis that we can absolutely go toe-to-toe with them. Here we go, some more of our air support coming in. Nope, that is, wait a minute, I'm not sure now, because they just did a strafing run on our infantry. How hilarious would it be if they hit their own tank by accident? I mean, it's certainly something that can happen in war, and Graviteam Tactics is a simulator, a really good war simulator. It's possible. Look at that kill. If anybody got to this point, name it right there in the comments. Name the location of the point, the timestamp, I should say. But look at that, man. Destroyed. That is fantastic. Again, they're retreating as quickly as they can, which is not that quickly. It's going to take them over 10 minutes. Another hit, another killed enemy vehicle. And Kashani's crew, I was going to say the tank has made it across, but the crewman has made it across, guys. 3 cheers for Kashani. Let's give him some love in the comments. The crewman there, leader of that tank column, he is an absolute hero of this entire fight. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fast forward things a bit here for you guys. Because I do want to get to the end stage of the battle. For sure, the casualties are going to be off the charts here. Just going over there to all the destroyed enemy tanks. Come on, man. Another enemy tank destroyed. What do you know? This is a complete rout of the Iraqi army. I mean, a complete rout. I couldn't have asked for a better result. Unless, of course, the Air Force showed up first. But I think just about every single one of their units is destroyed. So, likely the title for this video will be Iranian Army Obliterates Saddam's Forces in Devastating Operation. Alright, there we go, guys. A fantastic attack. Like I say, always, if you enjoy these videos, you can really help by liking and commenting, but to go ahead and do a little advertisement for myself. You know, I don't like put ads on these videos for any products I sell, really. What I can say is just try and donate to the video. If you hit that button, the thank button, you can donate $1, $2, whatever. It really goes a long way for the future of the entire channel. Especially since these videos are so damn long. I mean, really? Right, the tanks are across. That's got me happy. You know, they're eventually going to cross anyway, but I'm going to stop them there just to be safe. The enemy is desperate, and of course, when you've got a cornered animal, you know what happens. They will lash out. They will try to strike at anything they can, and I'm sure that's the stage that the Iraqis are at right now. There we go. Yep, sure enough, they're still dropping some pretty heavy arty on us. The true sign of a victorious invading army in this case, or defending army, depending on how you look at the war, but a true sign, of course, is those tanks across the river heading towards that settlement, despite the burning wreckage. Soon there will be Iranian flags flying all over it. I cannot wait. Now, hold on a second. Let's get that bomber interface. Yeah, so it is an airstrike on Saddun Hamadi. Oh my goodness, our commanders are evil. But I see why. There are enemy infantry still there at the Saddun Hamadi area. Alamdar's infantry units have just spotted these guys. And yeah, that's not looking good. Enemy's lucky because we would have to focus our entire attack on the town. As is, I don't think they're going to have time to even hold out. They will be retreating. It's maybe one example of an all-out offensive working. That's not always the case. I think what worked for us here was kind of pausing before the all-out assault. We sort of paused and let our guys sort of track targets first, and then we assaulted with the infantry, so the enemy was focused on our infantry. But the resulting burning wreckage is just beautiful. Man, that's a hell of a battle. Look at this guy just walking around like nothing's happening. You're a tough, tough SOB. Well, there we are, guys. The final battle. That's a lot to look at in a battle. Killed and wounded. 92, 19, 60 on our side with 2 heavily wounded. And, of course, the 48 missing will be 48 enemy prisoners. I was actually expecting more. But maybe with, like, modern battlefield medicine, you know, people can survive wounds a little easier than they would, you know, in, say, World War II. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Nonetheless, a victory is a victory, and thank you so much for watching there. Take care, my friends.